Welcome back to GBG Gamecast. This time we're looking at the game Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc.
I was definitely excited to play this game, as I love detective investigation story games, so after playing it, we wanted to give you guys a bit of review whether it was worth playing or not.
When we started, I thought the storyline for this game began really well, with a lot of mystery. You were a part of this group of students at an elite high school, Hope's Peak Academy, which is ironic for what is about to happen.
That's how we got in. We recently held a lottery to select one ordinary student. As a result, you are selected the ultimate lucky student. That's his special ability.
He is lucky.
He was just lucky.
You wake up having passed out with 14 other students and this crazy remote-controlled bear, Monokuma, who announces the rules of the game.
You are all going to live trapped in the school for the rest of your lives, with only one way to graduate, by murdering another student and getting away with it.
Wow.
Nice.
When the body is found, a class trial begins and the remaining students must discover who the murderer is. Figure it out correctly and only the murderer is executed.
However, guess incorrectly and the murderer will be able to leave the school and everyone else will be executed. It's a pretty intense storyline with your life on the line.
So while playing, we saw a few phases in the gameplay. I liked the daily life phase. It played out like a visual novel. We got to explore the school, talk to different characters in the game to progress through the main story.
You little bitch!
What?
See?
And then with these periods of free time, we got to choose which characters to talk to, and you learn a bit more about their backstory, and you can earn skills that help you get through the class trial. The story was definitely made even better by the range of characters. They all have their own distinct experiences and personalities. The ultimate biker gang leader. Oh, yeah, that's something high school people are recruiting. What's with this hairstyle? It reminds me of something that squid I had for dinner.
Learning about their background and motivations in the free time sections made you feel like you were really befriending the characters.
Aren't you going to ask me if I have a boyfriend? This is a trap, bro. Don't ask. Don't do it. Chicks be crazy.
It builds the tension for when your favourite character gets murdered or accused for it.
Plus, a lot of the characters are some absolute nut jobs with some hilarious dialogue lines.
She's that right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
Gutter dogs, all of you. Then we saw the investigation phase of the game. After murders are discovered in the story, you're searching for evidence and clues to make your case in the class trial.
All these brought us to the main event of the class trial, where we had to try and figure out who the murderer was. It was really exciting that these trials were different from other whodunit games like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. You can check that out later, by the way, where you were just spotting contradictions and presenting evidence. The class trial of Danganronpa involves a lot of different types of minigames.
Oh yeah, there was the non-stop debate, and we were using these truth bullets, firing evidence at the weak points in characters' arguments, revealing these contradictions in the case. And then in the later cases, we could take the truth bullets and create them from the arguments from the students in the trial.
Yeah, it was so intense. You were trying to do all of this while there's like white noise of random comments across the screen, making it more challenging and exciting to hit the weak point you need.
That was definitely a struggle.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
What? What the fuck?
How dare you spew such indecent words?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
But another minigame was the Hangman's Gambit. So you're in the consciousness of your character and you have to complete a game of Hangman and shoot these correct levers and reveal a vital clue in the trial.
Also, there was that bullet time battle
Oh god.
A rhythm-based minigame where you needed to keep up with the beat to shoot down a student's arguments, then shoot the final truth bullet to destroy their argument.
Oh god, this is the one I kept failing on. I have absolutely no rhythm, which explains my dancing skills. So it was a relief that if you do fail the game in the class trial, you just start off at the same instance and you don't have to redo the whole trial again.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
Oh my god!
Overall, my favourite part was how the class trial ended with the closing argument, where we had to correctly fill in the scenes of a manga-styled comic, I love manga by the way, showing the whole series of events of the murder.
Yeah, once you completed it, there was this amazing animated version of the comic, and it's played and to finally reveal the murderer of the case.
Yeah, it was good. You know, you figured it all out at once and it's like, oh yeah, it all made sense. All through the game, the art style was really nice to look at. From the character design to the school, the minigame effects, and especially the animated execution scenes that made the story much richer and immersive.
Oh, he did. As we lost a lot of our dear friends along the way, a really interesting feature I liked is that the map kept extending.
I like how you're saying, as people died, we got to travel further. Woo! Anyways, after the class trial, a new floor of the school opened up to explore with a lot of interesting rooms with clues about the mastermind, how you ended up being trapped in the school, or the potential scene for a new murder.
See, they died for a good cause.
Yeah, well, we get to explore more.
For a new rec room. The map did end up being quite big, and if you're directionally challenged like me, it's easy to get lost at first, but the game does allow a map to be overlaid on the screen while moving. And I did really like this because there is nothing that frustrates me more than being stuck and lost and not knowing where to go.
Oh, I can vouch for this one.
Remind you of your high school days?
I did draw on a textbook once. Well, Danganronpa begins with a good storyline, hooking the player in with solving the mystery of how the player's gotten into this situation and seeing how the murders will play out. I found the start and the first chapters really slow.
It did take a while to build up. Initially, there was all these characters, some of which are pretty annoying. So there was a lot of talking to everyone, which was great for getting to know the characters in the game, but the dialogue felt really lengthy.
Then we got to the first murder and trial. The culprit seemed obvious from the beginning to us, so the investigation and the trial felt really drawn out. I was worried that the rest of the chapters would go the same way, to be honest.
Yeah, but we were really happy to see that the cases did get progressively harder, and more surprising, with some of the cases only realising who the murderer is towards the end of the trial, after uncovering more information.
Yeah, it's a really slow burn storyline. But the story did keep getting increasingly suspenseful. You don't know much until the last two chapters, but once the story starts to come together, you'll be hooked. Trust.
There were little clues dropped here and there throughout the chapters, which seemed to make the situation even more confusing and a mystery, but the evidence came together at the end to make sense of the big revelation of how and why you ended up in Hope's Peak.
Figuring out who it was is the tattoo.
Well, yeah. Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
Yeah, the ending changes the way the game was being perceived from the beginning, and the story got more intense as we progressed, uncovering more information to solve the mystery of who the mastermind is that has trapped you all here.
Yeah, everything you thought was irrelevant or just to throw you off the track comes together at the end in this M. Night Shyamalan style mind-blowing twist that makes the whole story up to then actually make complete sense.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Well, with that being said, this brings us to the end of the review. So thank you all for tuning in to GBG Gamecast's review of Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. We rate this game really highly, and it was definitely worth the play, especially if you're into those story type games.
Yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe, leave a comment of what you thought, if you've played this game before, or even if you haven't, and whether you would now. Thank you guys!
Thank you!
I am Monokuma, and I am this school.